My name is Kennedy Ng, and I am very happy to present to you tonight the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, which will be an option for the community to know the good things that happen in this beautiful city.
The city of Union City, a cosmopolitan city where almost all of us have seen each other. We are like a large family that through the management of our representatives, they help our citizens. And our people do volunteer work because they know that the city is run by a mayor who has shown that he is not the common politician, but that he works for his community. This program is an extension of information where we are going to have participation of personalities from the public and private sectors so that they can keep us informed of the community. May that be educational activities and everything that benefits us.
Tonight we're going to have a very special guest. We're going to be speaking about this interesting program, Seal of Biliteracy STEM in English. The New Jersey State Seal of Bilingual Literacy was established in 2016 to recognize high school graduates who have achieved a high level of proficiency in speaking, reading, and writing in one or more foreign languages, in addition to English. The State Seal of Biliteracy is awarded by the local Board of Education to graduating seniors from high school who meet the criteria established by the State Board of Education. I hope you can learn about this informative educational program that you maybe should know. Good evening, Union City, the Dream City. Tonight we have a very special guest. Tonight we have Valle Saavedra, who is the District Supervisor, Bilingual ESL and World Languages Programs. Tonight she will bring a lot of educational information. Good evening, Anna.
Good evening, Kennedy.
It's a pleasure to have you tonight.
Thank you so much for having me tonight.
The Dream City, you know that this program is every Sunday at 7 p.m. Union City, New Jersey, the Dream City. I'm very happy that you are here because I know that you have a lot of information, educational information. Can you talk a little bit about yourself and your background?
Of course, you have like an hour for me?
We have a lot of hours.
Okay. First of all, I'm from Peru. I arrived in the United States in 1989. As many Peruvians, we avoid terrorism in our country. It was very bad back in the days, back in the 1980s. So terrorism was affecting every aspect in Peru. Political terrorism started more or less in the beginning of 1981. So President Fernando Belaunde was in until 1984. Right after that, terrorism got even worse. It was like so many people dying daily. Policemen were actually target. And Alan Garcia was the president back then in 1985 when everything got worse.
So you came to the United States exactly what year?
In 1989.
1989.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Of course I remember. I was already older.
Sometimes we can be old, but things that happen in life in our countries, we tend to forget things that are not good things for our life.
No, I remember vividly everything. I remember my life in Peru. My parents. I came from a very very nice family. We are 6 children. My parents were married for 60 years.
Wow.
Unfortunately, both of my parents passed away. My mom passed away a year ago.
Do you remember them?
Of course, I remember my parents, especially my father. My father was he was a tailor. He was a very well-known tailor in Peru. Both of my parents came from different backgrounds. My mother was from this city, Arequipa, but she was her grandparents were from Spain. who came to Peru. So my mother had like a lot of customs from Spain. I remember even my grandfather speaking in Catalan, and the food and the customs, even the way they present themselves were like very Spanish. My father was from Lima, and my father was like very criollo, like we would say there. Like he liked Peruvian music, and he liked to party, and he was a very happy person.
And nothing wrong with that, because
no.
I mean, Peruvian music,
yes.
The food is delicious.
Yes.
By the way, I always go to restaurants, Peruvian restaurants,
yes.
and I order ceviche, I order all this like the green pasta.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
The most important now is that you are here and you have a good life,
right.
And you are helping students in the Union City School District. And I know for a fact that you are a very professional worker, a professional.
Thank you.
I know for a fact, and that's why you are here in the Dream City. Anna, tell me about your educational background.
So when I arrived from Peru in 1989, I already had a degree in psychology. In Peru, I work in a department of neurology with a lot of neurologists, and that is a career that I always like. Psychology. I always like the study of the brain and the behavior, the human behavior. And when I came to the United States, of course, it took me a little longer to go back to school because you have to study a second language. And so I went to Miami-Dade Community College. I was living in Miami with my older brother. But then I met my husband. He's Cuban. And I met him in Florida, but he was a Union City resident. So
and that's why you are
him.
Attached to Union City.
Yes.
Good to know.
Thank God. Yes.
You came to the Dream City.
Exactly. I came to La Ciudad de los Sueños. So here, when I arrived to New Jersey, it wasn't immediately. It took me a couple of years because I had my two first kids. And then I registered into NJCU, and I decided to study special education since, I had a psychology background. So, studying special education, it's closer to what actually I already studied.
And this is one of the things that I always say to the community, that sometimes we see the workers, professionals working in the city, in the school, and we take it for granted because we don't know the person's background. And the majority, I will say 99% of the people that work in the system, Union City, City Hall, school district, they are professional. I mean, there's no difference that you study in your country. Here is in my case, I went to the university in Dominican Republic, and I have my master's degree here. But there's no difference. We are professional, and the good thing is that we are here to help students, to help the community, and to work hard. Anna, tell me about the program that you are conducting. I know that you are the supervisor. First of all, what is the name of the program?
Okay, to tell you about the programs, it's called Silo by Literacy. I need to tell you a little bit of the background of Silo by Literacy. So this is an initiative that started in 2008 in California, and it was adopted in 2011 in California. And being, a diverse state. And here in New Jersey was adopted in 2016. And in Union City, I started with a program, Ms. Luisa Mendez, who was the supervisor at the high school, and myself. We started with the program in 2019. So the Estilo by Literacy, or el sello del bilingüismo, means that a student in senior year have to...
In high school.
The high school. This is only for high school students.
Good.
That had demonstrated that they could not only speak a second language, but also understand, read it, and write it.
So this is the main point, so the community could understand for the students, only for high school students
High school
who can demonstrate
senior,
that they can speak and write a foreign language other than English.
Other than English. So actually, and that is something that we need to clarify, that is it's both languages. So they have to, students in senior year have to meet the requirements for graduation in ELA. So with the SATs, with the NJSLA test, whatever standardized test that they use in the high school, to demonstrate that the student already met the requirements for graduation once again. And then they have to also demonstrate that they speak a second language.
A second language.
Yeah.
And can you clarify this for me and for the community, the Dream City? We are not talking only Hispanic people, could be other students from China, from India, from any country.
Any language.
Any language.
Any other language.
And this is very important.
Yes. Actually, as a matter of fact, the first year that we started, the first and second year, we have two students. They're siblings, but they didn't do it the same year, and they took the test in French, and then we also have in Arabic, and this year we have it in Italian. So obviously the majority have taken the test in Spanish, but we also have students in a foreign language.
And your experience working those years in this program.
Mm-hmm.
Are they more Hispanic people than other nationalities into the program?
Yes. I mean, Union City being a predominantly Hispanic city, we have a lot of students that are either native speakers or heritage speakers.
The reason of this question is because we are here in Union City, but this program is a worldwide, so people can understand. In case people come to the Dream City, Union City, to reside here, it's not only for Hispanic people, Latinos, it's multicultural.
Yes. You know what? You will be surprised if I tell you that not only students could receive the seal of illiteracy, which, by the way, is a seal. The students will receive a diploma by the New Jersey Department of Education. And in the transcripts, they're going to see an insignia or a seal that certifies that that student is bilingual.
They receive credits for those.
No, they're not. They're not like per se college credits.
Okay, that's.
That is something that we, when we have meetings with the New Jersey Department of Education, that other districts are always asking. So, maybe this could be like a 1 credit, 2 or 3 credits,
But this is something that probably we can work it out with Senator Stack. So because you are learning a foreign language here, probably we can do educationally, we can do something through the Senate, the New Jersey Senate, to probably help the students so they can get like pre-credits, college credits.
Exactly. Having a bit advocate like Mayor Brian P. Stack, and him being in Trenton, of course, it's a big, it's a big force here in our district. And why not, right? Why not having
you never lose anything by asking.
Earning credits, of course. This year we have 84 students who have received the seal. So
that's a great percentage.
It's a great number. We're seeing like our students in the high school, they are very, curious to know what is the seal of illiteracy. How could I do to apply to take the test, because the students need to take a test. It's a whole process that the students need to do, but this year more than ever we have seen so many students applying to take the test to earn the seal of illiteracy. So once again, we have 84 students, and 83 in Spanish, 1 in Italian. But I'm very happy to see that every year there is more.
This is a great information.
Increasing the number of students.
This is a great information. And tell me something, because we have a lot of students from different countries. How you or your staff motivate students to get into the program? If you can please briefly explain that to the
Into
community.
silo literacy or being bilingual?
Bilingual.
So, being bilingual. As a 21st century global citizens, students need to learn a second language. It's not as a matter like, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow.
It is a necessity.
It is a necessity, and, because first of all, we need to communicate with other people. Spanish is the second most language, spoken language in the world, only after Chinese. Now, English is a language largely spoken in the world, but not by native speakers, but the people who learn English. English is the second language. So,
How do you motivate the students to get into?
To motivate the students, it's first of all, you have to find the purpose. Like everything you do in your life. Like, why am I doing this? If you want to go into a diet, like why I want to go into a diet?
I understand that, but remember, Anna, the students are young, and we cannot be like having to them a large explanation. Like in a couple of sentences, how can you approach a student to get into the program?
With the social media and everything that is happening in the world, they know that they need to learn a second language to communicate more with people. And once again, we're living in an era that, it's the world is open.
Exactly. And we said it before. I think the key word is the necessity of now, because it's not only one or two languages, more languages that you learn. I think that you will have a better future. You really believe that by learning a foreign language, the intellectual skills will develop in students?
Definitely. Studies have shown that learning a second language, it improves all your cognitive skills, meaning memory, intelligence, attention, and not only in the early years in preschool, but also in your older years. We have several studies that have shown that people who have learned a second language, have better memory in the older years, even to, Alzheimer's, so once again, if you wanna talk more about the study of the brain of a person who have studied a second language, or actually several languages, they want to tell you that it helps you to concentrate more. And in our case, our students in the schools, we have students who they know that learning a second language had improved in their attention, in problem solving,
in general, the intellectual skills.
And as like you and I, we have learned a second language. So right now we are thinking probably in our native language, but we also translating.
It is a very sensitive process. There only the people learning other languages know the feelings. But this is real life. We need to communicate. Any advices that you can tell the students in the community if you don't know anything about this program, where they can search?
We have posted a PowerPoint presentation. It's in
the website.
In the website, it's in the Union City Board of Education website.
And that's good to know. Anyone could go to Union City School District website and can get the information from there.
Yes.
Any phone number, especially to call you or one out of your staff?
They could email myself, Valle at ucboe.us. And I'll be happy to give all the information, especially for the juniors going into senior year.
Okay.
They could get all the information in advance. And also, if any student, any junior going to 12th grade, being a senior, if they have taken the AP, which is the Spanish honor classes, and they have a score 4 or 5 or higher, they are automatically candidates to receive the seal of literacy.
As a professional, do you think, now that we spoke a little bit, that we learned a different language other than Spanish, learning English have helped you in your career as a professional and as a person?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. It's something that I have, talking about motivation and what motivates you in life, to me, education is very important. It's something that has been being, I don't want to use the word enforced, but, my father always, would tell us that we need to study, we need to have higher education. And once you have a higher education and you want to learn more, and what is available out there, you want to find books in English, in French, in Italian, probably in Chinese. And especially, when you are in the science field. So, for me, learning English, I learned Portuguese before learning
That's
English.
great.
I forgot a little bit of Portuguese because I was learning English.
Just listen to music and all these
Yeah, exactly.
beautiful songs that they have.
Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely, because you wanna learn more. You wanna improve yourself. You wanna better yourself, and also communicating with my husband, my kids. Other colleagues. Within my career, getting my master's. And yes, I believe that.
That's
yes.
good. That's good. Your personal opinion, is this program running the way it's supposed to be running in our district?
Once again, we started with the program, and that's a good question, actually. Thank you so much. We started the program in 2019. Like everything, when you have an initiative and that had been proposed by the Department of Education, you want to follow, the protocol. You want to follow whatever they're telling you. You want to follow the requirements. You want to follow, once again, whatever they're
It is a
proposing to you.
curriculum to follow.
Yes, it's a lot of steps that you need to follow, and luckily, since the very beginning of this program, we have found nothing but support. Number one, Mr. Lewis in the high school, he was like, Miss Valle, Mrs. Mendez, just go ahead and do it. Mr. Chris Abado was a big supporter of this program. Mrs. Sylvia Abado, I would never stop to thank Miss Abado. She's always supporting everything that is related with the bilingual
Anything to
education.
get better, and me as a board member and the rest of the members, anything in pro of our kids to improve education.
Exactly.
We are here and there in our offices just to help and assist you.
Unfortunately, like everybody knows, the next 2 years, we had the pandemic, so we couldn't have no celebration. We sent a diploma. We saw the number of students decrease. Last year we
was a
only
special
had,
time.
Right, we only had 31 students. Once again, this year, we saw the number of students, a lot of number of students applying for the program. We have 84 students, and this year was very special because we have, out of the top 25 students in the high school, 12 students received a seal of literacy. 12.
That's a good number.
We have one student who, for our surprise, we didn't know her name is Darlene Hernandez, and she already wrote a book in Spanish.
I heard about that.
And we were like, oh my God, this is amazing. That,
this is a good thing.
Darlene.
You have to be proud, and we have to be proud of that girl.
And the book is entirely in Spanish, and she came to the United States when she was 8 years, so she was in the bilingual program. So it's very proud because it's a Union City product.
That's an A+. one sentence, anything that you can say that you need to improve this program now that you have a couple years or years working in the program?
What we need to improve is probably promoting more the program. I would like to see a larger number of students applying either to take the test or to see if they qualify, if they took the APA honor Spanish test last year. We have wonderful world language teachers in Jose Martin STEM Academy in the high school, and once we need to promote more.
And that's the key. I promised to you that we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna speak during our monthly meeting in the school district. So I know this is very important, and it will improve the quality.
It will improve
and we're gonna have more students registering into the program. Anything that you can add that you may believe we didn't cover about your program?
I believe we covered mostly of the program. I just want to thank you for your support. Once again, we want to promote more the seal of biliteracy program. We start with the whole process back in October. So in September, we want to start with the applications through our bilingual at risk in each of the high schools. And once again, if parents or students themselves would like to know more about it, you could always email me. And thank you so much for having me here tonight.
No, thank you for taking the time. This is an opportunity for the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, to have the information, the parents, the students, and in general. And as we promised, tonight, the Dream City, we had a very special guest, Anna, who provide amazing information, educational information, and information in general. My name is Kennedy NG, and I hope you can see our program every Sunday at 7 p.m.